Okay, has there been anything that you really, really wanted to do, but you knew it was the complete worst idea that you could possibly think of? Well, I had one of them recently, and so I went on Amazon and I looked at some paint and I found some good stuff that I could use. And this, if you're watching my channel, you know this is Pamela. This is the love of my life. This is a guitar that I play it hours and hours and hours every day. And yeah, I'm going to be doing something to her. And trust me, when I told my girlfriend that I was going to deconstruct the love of my life and cover her in paint, she got a bit scared. But I was not talking about her. I was talking about this lovely lady. And so come with me on the journey to hopefully not deface her and make her look really pretty in some brand new paint. For the record, I have no idea how to do this and I'm just kind of going with the flow. So feel free to correct me in the comments. And so if I ever do this again, I'll know somewhat what I'm doing. So let's hope I don't ruin everything. And I suppose you'll see how this goes. Stay tuned and find out how much of an idiot I make of myself. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, so what am I actually doing to Pamela? Well, I've had this idea that I want to spray paint her for a while. I don't want just a black guitar because that's very boring. And so what I want to do is have one half be blue and the other half be red. But I want to have some nice little stripes in it. So, little Vaughan back in year 5, he made a little painting in art class. And he put tape on the page and then he paint over it. And then when he take the tape off, boom, you've got the thing and you've got a line through it. That's the same thing that Eddie did with his Frankenstrat. And if you've been watching me long enough, then you should probably expect that from me by now. And I want to do that. So one side will be blue with black stripes and the other side will be red with black stripes. Now, I don't know how well it's going to go because I've never done this before, but I guess we'll see how it goes. And just for the record, this is the first video that I've filmed outside, so my neighbours probably think I'm very, very weird. But I am weird, so it's kind of okay. And also, I'm not one to believe in God, but on the day that these products are arriving, which is today on a Wednesday, it's like the sunniest day we've had in a very, very long time, because it's currently February. I don't know if it's still February by the end of this video, probably not. But yeah, so God may not exist, but if he does, he's blessed this day, and I'll take that as a sign, hopefully of good luck. Hopefully this doesn't suck. I had the power of God, maybe not anime, on my side. Anyways, first thing we've got to do is deconstruct Pamela. Something I am very scared of doing, but I suppose it can't go that bad. Oh, first, I'll tell you about my little bit of experience with spray painting guitars. So the first guitar I got was the Sunburst Strat, and it had a white pickguard on it, and I thought it looked terrible. So I took it off, little me a year ago, and I spray painted it black. That's literally all the experience I have. But hey, what can go wrong? Probably a lot. But I suppose that's something for me to find out the hard way, isn't it? Best way to learn, isn't it? Also, future Vaughan here, I've just set up a Patreon, so if you do like these videos or you want to help me out at all, it literally costs £2 a month, and you can help me live my dream. All of the money that I make off Patreon will be going straight back into YouTube to make sure I'm posting the best content for all of you lovely people. The link will be in every single one of my video descriptions, but it will also be in the bio of my channel itself. Again, it's literally just £2 every month. That's nothing. But it does so much for me. So if you can, please subscribe, and if you do, thank you so much. But if you can't afford that, feel free to just watch these for fun. But anyways, let's get into the video. Bah! For all the guitar spec nerds, listen closely. If not, feel free to go to this time and you can completely ignore this amazing cinematic shot of Pamela. So, it's got a Super Wizard 5-piece maple walnut neck. It's got basswood body, maple fretboard, black dot inlays, 24 jumbo frets. It's got the good old Floyd Rose. It's obviously HSH pickup configuration. And yeah, it's got a locking nut. It's black. It's got a pick like holder thingy mabobby in the top of it, and yeah, that's about it. So let's get straight into this lovely deconstruction. Okay, so the first of the time warps that I'm going to be doing in this video, all I'm doing here is like unscrewing everything, making sure everything comes off alright, and I'm making sure to try my best to organise it so I don't like lose any pieces. And also so when I put it back together, I actually know what goes where, and luckily when I finished this, there were no spare pieces, so I think that's a good sign. All of these warps are going to be at like 10 times speed upwards, so I'm not actually this fast in real life. And luckily I've muted it because me and my mother had a very, very colourful conversation while I was doing this, because This is in the living room, and she was sat just behind me. But yeah, and so it's not too difficult to deconstruct a guitar. All we gotta do is, get rid of screws. Obviously take off the strings first. Now, I was being a complete silly billy while I was doing this, and I actually took off the neck pickup off of the pickguard by accident, and I didn't put it on properly until I put the guitar back together, so feel free to get really mad at me there. Now, at the start of the video, I did say feel free to correct any mistakes that I make, but I make so many damn mistakes on this. I promise, just spare yourself the effort and just ignore me and feel free to make fun of me. Because yes, I'm making fun of myself. And yes, that's me being very happy that I took it apart. Now, it was just after the neck came off that I realised, hang on a second, I've actually got a guitar modelling, kit thing. Modding kit. And so yeah, I got it out and I started looking, and the screwdriver in this thing, if you look closely, I think I look for this thing more than I actually use it. I lost it so many times, even though it was just below my legs. But yeah, so it's literally just screws that came out of the pickguard, and yeah, that's me taking off the bridge pickup and the neck pickup and not realising that it actually comes off the pickguard, which I should have known because I did that last time. But, you know what, oh well. And if you are ever planning on doing this yourself, I just want to say, seeing your guitar disassembled is probably one of the scariest things you can see as a guitarist. Especially if you love that guitar more than anything. Oh, my mother's hair's in the way now. But yeah, so make sure you mentally prepare yourself for that, because I did get quite scared. But yeah, so this is the pickguard. Well, I say coming off, dangling off. And also, you'll see later in the video that the pickguard doesn't actually come off, because I am not going to desolder and then resolder it all back on, because that is a lot of work that I just don't really want to do. So you're probably going to absolutely hate me for this if you're a guitar tech, but what I did is I just put a plastic bag over it and taped it off. So it was safe from the spray paint, but it did look very, very janky, which I think I mentioned later on. But it all worked out, so I know you're probably having a fit right now, getting really mad at me. But it worked, and you know what, if I ever do this again, I will be not desoldering it. It will stay in the bag. But anyways, onto the taping. So I wanted to be really, really careful on this part, and so what I did was I got some masking tape, as you do, and I made sure to cover up every single spot that I did not want paint getting in. So this is the place where the bridge goes, this is where all the electronic goes, this is where all the bridge stuff is. And the pickup stuff, because I don't want paint going there, because that will just be a massive hassle, and I don't really want that. And also, I didn't realise this, but there's so many fingerprints on that damn guitar. This is a problem with having a black guitar. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm especially not just doing the flat parts, but I'm also doing the walls within the actual cavity of the guitar itself, just to make sure that it's okay. And the wires that are exposed from the pickguard, I am covering them up. The ones that are going from the guitar into the bag, I do cover them up with the tape, so don't get too mad at me. All of the deconstruction, it took me less than an hour, so it wasn't too difficult, but it was just mentally preparing myself for what was coming up next, which was going to be the painting and all that. But yeah, it didn't take that long, and it was actually quite fun. And I didn't have any music to listen to because my mother was talking to me. But I do listen to music later, so when I do listen to music in this, I'll make sure you know what band I'm listening to. Also, practically all of the footage in this video has been taken from my phone, so you might notice different kind of quality. It might be better, it might be worse, I'm not too sure. It does look like God is looking into this window through the thing. Oh, there's a mirror, there's a little cat there. But yeah, this is all taken on my phone, so yes, I have used so much storage just for you guys. This shows how much I love you. Oh yeah, I also forgot to take out the strap buttons. But I did, luckily, remember. But I also forgot to tape up the input jack. But I managed to do that just before I started spray painting. So everything's okay. But anyways, let's get into the fun part. Let's get into actually taping up the lines. So this part felt like the one I had the most amount of creative freedom on, because I can put the lines absolutely wherever I wanted. But I wanted to make sure I didn't have too many lines, because I didn't want the guitar looking too black, That sounded very, very sketchy. But you know what I mean. I didn't want to have too much to not paint, because I wanted to make, the blue and the red stand out. And so I just found this process really fun and creative and relaxing, because I don't really do artsy crafty things, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, it was fun, and I definitely recommend trying something like this. Maybe not doing this exactly, because this is not a tutorial at all. But you know what? It was fun, and I definitely do want to do it again. Maybe I'll do another video on it, and you guys can tell me how much you hate me in the comments for how poorly I've done. But yeah, so I did all the tape, and then I suppose we'll get into the fun stuff now. It's finally here. So as you heard, all the paint showed up, and that kind of showed up at the perfect time because I didn't really need to wait. I should have waited for it to show up, but I didn't. But yeah, look at how much of a mess I made of this place. Okay, now for the part you've been waiting for, the spray painting. So you can see my amazing mother has helped me do this. And what I wanted to do is have it like levitating in the air with string. And so I put it on these like washing lines that I don't think I've ever used in my entire life. And we just threaded it through the like neck screw holes. And then I tried my best to tie it up, but I'm no scout. I cannot tie a knot for the life of me. And so yeah, you'll see a little bit of my underwear there. But yeah, and so thank you to my mother for helping me out, because if I didn't have her holding that, then this would have been a lot more difficult. But oh, there goes the dog again. But yeah, and so I wanted to make sure it was like up in the air, so I could do like the front and back at the same time. I did the blue first. But I also wanted to make sure the bag was strung up, because I didn't want it hanging by the wires, because that's not it. And so yes, this is like the worst setup you can possibly have for spray painting. But it worked, and nothing was broken, so I suppose it wasn't too bad. And as you can see, I started this while it was light, but I forgot it's February, and so it started getting very, very dark, to the point where when I finished like spray painting the blue one, it was completely dark, and I needed to use my mother's phone torch as a light, as well as having like a little flashlight of my own. But yeah, so when I look back on it, I probably should have waited until it was the next day. But the rest of the video coming after the blue spray painting will be in the daytime. So now it's actually spray paint time, and you can see my mother holding up the torch right now. I just got blue, I got red, and I got the clear coat for it. You didn't see, but I sanded the thingy beforehand. And so yeah, I tested the colours just to make sure I actually liked them. I probably should have done that quite a bit earlier, but oh well. And so yeah, that's me showing you the lovely things. And so my mother held up the light while I started spraying it, so you guys can still see, but it gets even darker from this point on. So yeah, that was very, very smart of me, I must say. And so the colour does look really nice, and it looks even better once it's all dried. But now my mother went in because she had to, go inside. But yeah, so I started doing it myself. The light that you're seeing is the torch from my mother's phone. But obviously I made sure once I spray painted it, I let it dry, and then I do it again, and I let it dry. I think I did like 3 coats of it, and then I left the rest for the next morning, because obviously it's way too dark. And yes, I did cover up the other side with some with the box that actually the spray paints came in, which look how innovative and creative I am. I'm not a creative person. So I'm waiting 15 minutes between each one, because that's what I got told to do. I've put on 3 coats of the blue. Oh, you can't see it. 3 coats of the blue. Yes, it's dark. And yes, you're probably going to say in the comments, oh, you should wait until it's late daytime. I will do the red stuff in the daytime. And this is a very, very setup. But yeah. It's working though, so I'm going to put on the top coat in 7 minutes and 40 seconds. You heard the man, so it's almost done now, and yeah, then I get to go inside and go to bed because I'm very tired. I made sure, obviously, before I go to bed, do my ritual to make sure it works. And then, yeah, we'll see you in day 2 when it's actually light outside. Okay, it's day 2, I've just woken up, and it's a lot colder outside, but it's bright now, so it'll be fine. Yeah, so now I've done the blue, all I've got to do is the red, the top coat, and in the middle of the night, I had an idea that I wanted to put my initials on the bottom of the guitar. So I can actually show the stencil right now. So yeah, 1 second. So this is what the blue looks like right now. And I made this stencil. It's got MVP on it that I want to put down there. And what I'm going to do is where it covers blue, I'm going to make it red. and where it's over black, I'm gonna make it white. And so I got some paint for it. But yeah, this is very, very janky, but I don't want to desolder and then like resolder because that's way too much work. But yeah, so I just got to do the red today, put on the top coat, do that, and then put on the top coat, and then put it back together. Let's go. Well, I don't understand much of what I said then, but if you do, then that's great. This is me doing the red now. It's daytime, finally, and so I can actually see what I'm doing. And yeah, I think the blue came out really, really nicely. It looks really pretty. And so now I'm doing the red, and I didn't have my mother to help me, so I couldn't string it up, so I just had to do the back and the front separately. But it still turned out really, really nice. And I used magazines this time to cover up the thingy as opposed to the cardboard box. But yeah, so it looked like it was about to rain, so I was careful of that. And I found this perfectly shaped box that could cover it just in case rain did go over it. Don't ask me where I got this, I don't even remember. But yeah, it protected it from the rain and made sure that it was safe when it dried. And that's me cracking open a monster, as the degenerate I am. But yeah, and so this did take quite a lot of the day because obviously you have to wait for it to dry. And it did take a little bit longer to dry because I assume because it didn't have the wind there. But yeah, I'm going on a walk apparently. Yeah, and so it worked out completely fine. Okay, it's dry now, and it got very cold, so I've got to close it. So for those of you people who have, normal ears and didn't hear that, yes, it got very, very cold today, and so I had to put on a jacket and a hoodie. But I did, and it was fine. And so all I did was put the spray paint on, put the thing over it just to make sure it was safe, and then I would go and eat food, because I'm a greedy bugger like that. This was the last coat of thingy, so I managed to take it off, and it looked really, really great, and I was very, 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 very happy with it. Always clean up after yourself. Yes, you must always clean up after yourself. I'm not just going to leave this stuff all over the place. And so I made sure to pick up, put everything in the corresponding bin, and took everything back inside. And so I was very, very excited at this point. Okay, I've got it here now. Now for the fun part, I get to take off the tape. And take off the tape, I did. This was definitely one of the most fun parts. It was also the most stressful because obviously if this went wrong, then everything went wrong. And there was definitely probably something I should have done before I took off the tape to make it easier to not have the paint come off. But I didn't know what that thing was, so I just kind of went for it. And in fact, I grabbed a metal ruler, that I could put on the sides to make sure the tape didn't come off, because obviously I wanted to really, take my time with this part, because this is, in essence, what the final product is going to be. But I also didn't want it to look way too perfect, because if you're making something homemade, what's the point of making it look perfect? You're literally making it homemade. At least that's how I see things anyway. So I wasn't too, perfectionist about this. And just kind of had fun while I did it. And honestly, I don't think it could have turned out any better. I am absolutely in love with this guitar, and hopefully you feel the same way. I very much enjoy it, and it still plays as lovely as it played before. So I'm very happy about that. And also just look at it. Look how cool it looks. I think it looks awesome. But yeah, so this is my my good old painting. I'll leave you to experience the ASMR of it, and go to this time if you don't want to watch the ASMR of that. Okay, so that's all of the tape. All of it's off now. And there's a lot of imperfections on this, obviously, like down here and all that. And some of them I do want to change, but I do want to leave a lot of them there because I actually really like how like the edges aren't completely like perfect. Obviously, if you've got OCD, I'm sorry. But I just like that. It looks more like me. But this thing is looking freaking beautiful. Ah. So yeah, I'll be back in a second when I've done a little bit of touching up. Oh, there's another piece of tape there, crap. So that was done, that was very fun, but I am very much not a painter, so obviously it's not going to be perfect. But I think that logo looks really, really cool. So cool that I've actually like done a digital version of it, and I've made it my new profile picture, so that's gonna, so if anyone asks you, oh, how did that MVP guy get his logo from? You can tell them from this video. Okay, the reveal, the part of the video that you've been looking forward to the most. And there is currently a guy in a van right next to me, so I'm incredibly embarrassed right now. But let's have a look what it is. 3, 2, 1. What do you think? Do you think I made absolutely terrible mistake, or do you think it looks kind of cool? For me, I think it looks absolutely amazing, and there's probably not a single thing I'd change about it. I absolutely love this guitar. So let's do some close-ups, and let me play a little bit for you. Again, I absolutely love this thing. The thing is, it's not perfect, and I wasn't going to try and make it perfect. And I just think it looks so much better than if it was completely perfect. Like you can see on the back, there are some scuffs. But I really, really love that. So anyway, let me shut up and let me go play. Okay, now obviously that doesn't sound any different because I've not done anything to change the sound of the guitar. But I am very happy with how this turned out. Now, that is it for Project Pamela. But, plot twist, there's more I want to do. So maybe in the future this will become some sort of series. But until that point, this is an exclusive. So thank you for watching all the way through this very long video, and I hope to see you soon. So remember, go join my Patreon, like and subscribe, comment your favourite thing and how much you hate me for doing this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.